You knew that. You did the very best to see us all through school. You did your very best to educate us and teach us in the ways of the Lord. And you hoped at some point we will not depart. Things happen in life, and at times we sit back and say, and we listen to some of the advices you used to give us then. I pay a tribute to you, and I choose to do it online. I know you'd have... Hi guys, hope you're well and well in the Lord. Met your girl. We sing hello to you and your family members. Hope you're well. Hope you're blessed of the Lord. Hope everything is doing fine for you. I've been meaning to do this video for some reason, and I postponed a tribute such as the one I wanted to do for such a time like now. And I feel that God has given me the strength to talk about it. That's why I choose to, take this opportunity to talk about it from where I'm seated. And I hope that God is going to bless you, and you're going to, value what you have. I keep on advocating on, treating people right. I'm not perfect, but all I know is I try my level best to treat people good. I can't say I'm perfect in any way, but anytime I get a chance to treat people right, I try my level best. I'm not perfect, I'm not even anywhere near perfection. But all I know is whatever you wish to do and you give it your all, that is what you do. And I've been meaning to talk about this topic for quite a while, but it's kind of heavy in my heart. But I keep on saying that I'll try and, talk about it regardless. Forgive me, I'm suffering from some kind of cold. But regardless, we move. Once upon a time in 1947, sometimes and this man was born of two parents, Lucia and Kiria. Those are hard names to pronounce. This young man was not born from a wealthy family, neither was he born where, wealth is kept on a silver platter. He worked his way out just like any other shepherd boy. He became a teacher, and met a lady later on in the 1970s, and they solemnized their vows and became one. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about my dad, late Ephantas Maturing Kiri. Today I choose to pay a tribute to the man that I call my dad. And the reason as to why I choose to pay tribute to this man is because I said that my dad suffered from a disease that was not common in the day. Terminal illness that was not common in the day. Those days, chemotherapy was not even common. People never used to get a chance to, afford chemo if it was there. But what I remember is my dad spent a lot of money in hospital for the few days they diagnosed him with prostate cancer. I've been so vocal about treating people right. That is the Kenyan dawa. You know why I've been so vocal about treating people right? It's because of one thing. A child that is born with autism, a child that is born with profound hearing, a child that is born blind, a child that is born deformed, a child that is suffering from any kind of neurological defect, did not choose to be in that position whatsoever. And the reason as to why I keep on talking about these terminal illnesses is because I've seen people treat people bad. I don't want to get my glasses off. This is emotional for me, guys. I've seen people treat people bad because they feel they have become a burden. Because all of a sudden someone got an accident and their backbone was impaired. Someone got an accident and they're not feeling well anymore. I've seen people treat people bad enough to an extent of, neglecting people in hospital beds because they're suffering from terminal illnesses. And even before I talk to my dad, I will pose a question to you. If today, the person you love most suffers from a terminal illness, would you give yourself all in to take care of them? You know better. Others don't have an answer for that. Others don't know what to say when asked such a question. But I came to tell you today that my dad used to be sick for quite a long while. And he would go to hospital and get a misdiagnosis. They would tell him he has malaria. They would tell him he has amoeba. And all these kind of, funny disease. What am I saying? When you get a misdiagnosis in hospital, your chances of survival get slim. What am I saying? My dad got a misdiagnosis, which I feel like if whatever he was suffering from was diagnosed long time, maybe you'd have gotten help. But I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying. So, sometimes back in 2002, my dad started ailing from nowhere. A strong man who used to go and, farm in the farm after, going to school and, teaching students and coming back, he would go to the farm, get feeds for the animal and stuff. But at some point, he was unable to do that because his body was getting sick. And when he went to the hospital, they told him that he was suffering from amoeba and malaria. But my dad was suffering from a disease they're not diagnosed until one time it was getting very serious. And thanks to my cousin, Maurice Njue Kingaratu, may God bless you, cousin. May God increase you. We love you. That one we should not even say, because from deep down within we love you. And if it were not for you suggesting that we bring my dad to Nairobi for that checkup, maybe you'd have lost my dad to cancer without knowing that he was suffering from cancer. What am I saying? My dad was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer, prostate, and it had spread to the back. And my dad, for the few days he lived after the diagnosis, I don't know what happens about cancer. When someone is diagnosed, I don't know, because there's no one who stigmatizes cancer. I don't know if there's stigma on cancer patients like it used to be with HIV patients, but I don't know what happens when someone is pronounced with cancer. They don't live long, because I remember my dad, after being told he's suffering from cancer, and after selling property, after looking for money left, right and center, he never lived for long, not long enough. What am I trying to say? I was there when my mom was taking care of my dad. I was there when we took turns to empty bloody basins of urine to the latrine, pit latrine, because by then we had not put in the modern toilet. I remember very well how my dad used to wake our last born brother, Mwenda, to come and light fire for him. I mean, so that he could, I don't get it when people treat people with illnesses that have lasted for long with disdain. I don't get it. I don't get it. I remember those days we could not sleep with my mom because we could watch over my dad. At times he was in pain. Pain, my dear, pain. I cannot even explain what kind of pain I'm talking about. And today, 20 years later, one day my mom walks in the house in 2003, May 4. And she comes in and I look at her. And I'm like, Mom, are you okay? Because you left my dad to Nairobi for hospital and you've come back alone. And my mom is like, it's okay, my daughter. I finished fourth form. I remember. I was this damsel who had finished school and getting ready, for college. I asked my mom, why are you carrying a lot of clothes and you're all alone? And my mom continues to tell me it's okay. I ask her, Mom, what do you mean when you say it's okay? What do you mean? And my mom tells me it is well in the Lord. And I'm like, what do you mean by it's well in the Lord? You went with daddy, you're all alone. Tell me something. Say something. And my mom is like, he was caught by the Lord. And I'm like, how? My mom narrates of how they were seated down, having a chat, all of them, and what happens is my dad just sleeps like someone who's just caught a nap, only to realize that he was gone. But the process of taking care of my dad was not an easy one. It was a tedious one that needed a lot of patience, that needed a lot of resilience, that needed a lot of love and care. My dad succumbed to cancer. And most of our friends, family, relatives, we know most of them, some of them, or we know, let me not call them, let me not say most. Some of our friends have succumbed to cancer. Some of our relatives have succumbed to cancer. Some of our brothers and sisters, uncles, children have succumbed to cancer. But my question is, how do you treat these patients when they are diagnosed with these terminal illnesses? Do you push them towards their grave easily? Do you push them towards their grave quickly? Do you start dividing their possessions even before they see the light of day? Why do we treat people with autism like they're not part of the society? Why do we treat people with disability like they're people who do not exist, or they should not be existing in our community? Why do we see someone using a wheelchair and we move aside like we are running from someone who's suffering from leprosy? Why do we treat people in disdain? My dad suffered. I saw 100-degree suffering, and I'm telling you, when I see people treating people with terminal illnesses badly, it pains me to the core, because I know there is no address, or there is no one who has a sickness address on their head. So when you treat someone who's not feeling well bad because you feel they're a bother, I look at you and look at you and look at you again and see someone who doesn't understand the concept in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. And if you profess you have love, then you lie, because love does not behave like that. I've interacted with children with autism. I've interacted with children from all, them that are suffering from the deaf, the blind, the deformed. I've interacted with these children, and I'm telling you, these people need a lot of love. They need a lot of support. But what do? We look at them as people who are aliens in our community. You turn your end twice and thrice when you see someone who is disabled. You make them look uncomfortable even when they're around you. I saw how my mom took care of my dad. And mom, your flowers should be delivered when you are alive because you did a good job. I can't thank you enough. I saw it. I finished my fourth form. I never knew this is what I was coming to see. But that, mom, I remember how well you did this job. And God is going to reward you. We've heard of people who close up people in coffins because they are disabled. Are you out of your mind? That is God's creature. That is someone, even though they don't have eyes, they're created in the image of God. It's Bible. It's Bible. It's Bible. It's Bible. I don't know your problem. You. I don't know your problem. If you treat someone who is in the image of God in a disdained way, I look at you and I fail to understand. I pay this tribute to my dad as I speak to you out there. If you know you have a patient in the society, in your house, in your home, who suffers from a terminal illness, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease, autism, schizophrenia, how do you call it? Oh, this kind of diseases. Treat them with love because love goes a long way. I'm coming from seeing a doctor who explained to me that support for the people who are ailing gives them a certain percentage of healing already. But what do? We coil away. We don't want to be associated with people who are not feeling well. We don't want to be part and parcel of a society of people who are disabled, who are impaired. Because we think you're perfect. Simply because you woke up today, you think you're perfect. Simply because you saw today, you thought you're perfect. No, you didn't give God any money. You didn't bribe God. It just is, it's His mercies that are new each and every morning. And for those mercies, we should thank Him. Not treat people with disdain. Not treat people badly. You will never know how painful death is unless it knocks in your door. And for this time to the closest person, like my dad. My dad wanted me to read news. He wanted me to be a newscaster. I wanted to do literature because I wanted to teach English and geography. But my dad told me, I think you can make a newscaster. And I loved that thing. But believe you me, I'll not lie to you. I did it, yes, but when my dad passed, Dad, you're one person I loved, and you knew that. You did the very best to see us all through school. You did your very best to educate us and teach us in the ways of the Lord. And you hoped at some point we will not depart. Things happen in life, and at times we sit back and think, and we listen to some of the advices you used to give us then. I pay a tribute to you, and I choose to do it online. I know you'd have given me permission because you ever wanted me to be a newscaster. And the reason I do this is because I want people to learn that treating a person who's suffering from a terminal illness with disdain is not good. Keep subscribing to my YouTube channel, guys. I love you so much. Thank you, Mom, for giving back to the 7 of us. And thank you, God, for giving her a chance to, get us into this world with my dad. Thank you so much for everything that you did for us. You got us education. Okay, you might not have landed big jobs that like it was your dream, but at least we went to school, we went to colleges, studied. And I saw how you sacrificed your teaching salary, TSC salary, by getting loans for us to get fees in boarding schools and good schools. We are forever grateful. At least I'm speaking on behalf of my family members. We are forever grateful. And Dad, as you rest, continue resting with angels. We love you so much. And you've always been a blessing to us. You taught us the ways of God. You are the church chairman. You are there for us. We love you so much, even as you continue resting. Thank you so much.